Last year, voters in Londonderry, Winhall, Weston, Peru, and Landgrove voted to create a partnership around recreation. The idea involved each town contributing to help finance a position, known as the Mountain Town's Recreation Director, to help coordinate and develop recreational opportunities in the five-town area. The area is already well known for its skiing, hiking, kayaking, and other outdoor recreational opportunities, and this new partnership will, it is hoped, leverage those further. Recently, a director was selected and hired with roots in the mountain towns in the North Shire. Liam Elio attended middle school at Floodbrook School and then went on to attend and graduate from Burton Academy in Manchester. After more than 20 years living and working elsewhere, he's returned to Vermont, and we had a chance to hear from him about where the consortium of the five towns may be headed on the recreational front.
We will be kind of an ever-evolving job as we get into it more and more, but the identified areas of need were especially an admin role for the youth sports in those five towns. It was something I learned pretty quickly, that everything was run off of volunteers, and parents already have several full-time jobs, and then they were also volunteering to coach and set up, reserve the fields and the courts and the referees. And as I'm learning quickly here, now you have weather coming in and you have to reschedule everything. And so there's a ton, and it was all on the backs of volunteers. So for several years, it's kind of been in the works to make this position that can take an admin role and run those aspects of the youth sports. And that's just one of the chunks of it.
So what is the purpose then of the district? Is it to kind of coordinate between all the various schools and organizations that might have a recreation focus, or is there something more to it than that?
Yeah, from the youth sports aspect, this, when you get into middle school, the 7th and 8th grade teams are right out of Floodbrook. And then they're playing Manchester or Chester or Springfield. In the youth, it gets a little more varied between the different sports. So, and this is stuff I'm still learning, but some of the sports with basketball will be kind of all over the southern Vermont region. Soccer is a little more moving west over into even New York with that group. And so they just have different teams and schools that they play. And so that kind of determines our district, I guess, but it's a little bit different with each sport.
And is there any sort of skiing or winter sports involved with we have 3 ski resorts in immediate area there? Is there going to be any kind of involvement with Bromley Stratton or Magic Mountain?
As it stands now in the job description, that's not directly connected, but I think as we start to, and I'm already meeting tons of great people that recreate in so many different ways. Organized sports for the youth, that's definitely an aspect. Working with Londonderry parks and events that could be happening there, farmers market going on at Williams. Pingree has the Music Mondays, those different aspects going on there. And then there's also a hope to expand and develop some of other activities, whether that's adult leagues for softball or pickleball, and then beyond. More and more conversations I have with folks or different groups that are working on trails for the area and just making recreation in general more accessible. So as we get along into the position, it's definitely my hope that we can be developing a lot more recreational activities and accessibility to those activities. And the mountains definitely make sense to be part of that.
So these would be separate then from the school sports activities then, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Be community-driven, as it were.
And I think that's kind of where the level of director came in while developing the position. It wasn't just going to be a youth sports. It wasn't just going to be something to run the parks. That it is going to be a little more expansive for that area too of the mountain towns. Yeah, recreation's kind of always been a thread for me, starting at younger ages with organized sports, and then progressively as I have grown up, I've gotten more into more of your independent recreation or outdoor recreation, and even studied outdoor recreation at Indiana University and also Western Washington University out in Washington State. So moving back here about a year and a half ago, which Vermont always felt like it was going to be home again and being closer to family, kind of wondering what am I going to do, and I started hearing talk of this position and very excited for that, and watched the progression of it over the last year, and told Kelly as soon as I knew about it, I said, you can expect my application for that. It's kind of right up my alley. So yeah.
The opportunities for recreation in the mountain towns start at a high level and look set to grow further. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.